Welcome to the weekly Pacent test video. On this next screen, you're going to see all of the start times of the problems, so you can just fast forward to the problems that you want to look at. All right, here we come with this week's video.
Here we are at the week 15 test video. Now let's take a look at problem 15.1. So these markup problems, markups, discounts, tax, these are really problems where you need to be methodical. And the word methodical comes from the idea of method. You need to have a method. It's a very step-by-step way of approaching this, and you just have to make sure you do all the steps. There really isn't any shortcut to that. Now, I know my work is more detailed than some of you have written down, and some of you did this problem and you were very successful going straight across and doing it in one long line of numbers. And if you can follow it that way, that's fine. But if you get stuck at all, then think of these 4 steps. There are basically 4 steps to solving one of these problems. Right here, the first step is to figure out what the savings is. So our goal on this one is right here. How much are we saving? On the second step, which follows right here, our goal is to find the sale price. So in step 1, we took the original price. We took the percent, 20% right here, 20% as a decimal. In fact, let me go back into the problem for just a minute. The 3 important pieces of information you need: 20% off, regular price $160, 8% tax. That's all the information you need in this problem. Nice to know Madison's name, not vital. A smartphone, we would do the same steps if we were buying a puppy on sale, or if we were buying if we were buying a new unicorn on sale. Whatever it is, the 3 things you need to know: what's the percent off, what's the regular price, how much tax do you have to pay. So again, step 1, we took the original price, we multiplied it by the percent off, we got the savings. Step 2, we took the original price, the $160, we subtracted the savings, we figured out what's our sale price. What's it going to be when we walk up to the counter? We bring that sale price up for step 3, because in step 3, we get to the counter, we say, I have something for $128. The clerk says, oh, there's 8% tax, and we figure out what the tax is, $10.24. And finally, step 4, we take that sale price, we take that sales tax, we add them together, and we figure out what does this item cost us going out the door. So those are the 4 steps, and if you follow those 4 steps, you will be successful on these problems. All right, on to the next one. So here is one of our table problems where we're asked to change things from fractions, decimals, percents. The first percent that we're given, 50%, to make that into a decimal. Remember, to change a percent to a decimal, we divide by 100. That's what's taking place there. We're dividing by 100, and that moves it over 2 places. Now, when I did my decimal, I dropped that 0, but you can stick it in, 0.50. That helps some people. And then this is when you want to remember 50% is 1/2. If you don't remember it, or for any of these, recall that as soon as you have it as a decimal, you say it, 50 hundredths, and then you simplify it, 1/2. Right down here, you can see that's where I did that work. All right, the next number that they gave us is they gave us this 64 hundredths. So let's do the fraction portion. There it is. We say it, 64 hundredths. We simplify it. To change it into the percent, once again, we multiply by 100. Let me get a red one there. There we go. Multiply by 100. Move it over, and wherever it ends up, we put a decimal point, and if it's the end of it, we'd put the percent. If there was a number left, we'd put the decimal, and we'd still put a percent at the very, very end of the number. Our third given was 3/4. There's our 3/4. Again, this is one you should memorize. If you didn't memorize it, remember, anytime you have the fraction portion, if you start with a fraction like 3/4, you want to ask yourself, what does it take to get to hundredths? 4 times what? Well, we know that it's 25 times 4, so it's 25 times 3. 75 hundredths, there it is, 2 places, hundredths, and then multiply that by 100 to make it into a percent. On number 3, in this case, they asked us to circle the repeating decimals. These are the repeating decimals. You can see that while 11 over 22 does not repeat, 0.5, that one stops. 1/12, 0.083, and that 3 is going to repeat. 13/15, 0.86 with just the 6 repeating, and 2/3, 0.6 with the 6 repeating. So the key thing is right here. Remember, last week they asked us for terminating decimals, this week repeating. So you want to be sure you know what they're asking for. Ratio scale drawings. Here's our last one. This is the last time this will show up, but you might need this as a review for an intervention. Remember, area, always length times width. Perimeter, always length plus width plus length plus width. So that's how we got the 12 and the 14. This is 3 plus 4 plus 3 plus 4. This is 4 times 3. Then we needed to know what our scale factor was right there. Scale factor of 2.5, which means we take our original 4, we multiply it by 2.5, we get 10. Take our original 3, multiply it by 2.5, we get 7.5, 7.5. And then we find the area again, length times width, 10 times 7.5. And the perimeter, adding all the sides, 10 plus 7.5 plus 10 plus 7.5. All right, and that is all she wrote on test number 15. So use this to review for test 16. Use it to review for any of these intervention sections you're going to take. Trimester ends the end of February, so if you're going to up that grade, you need to start doing intervention stuff now. Okay, if you have questions, bring them to class.